Hello, and thank you for joining us today on Facts from Fiction on MBA News TV. My name is Sandra, your host, and with me tonight in the studio is Mr. Adams Ayuba Mshelia, who happens to be a media consultant, a public affairs analyst, and he's also the CEO of Noble Quest Global. And we shall be discussing Nigerian politics and politicking tonight. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's get straight into the discussion for tonight. Looking at Nigerian politics today, there's so much to talk about, so much to be said. And so far, what do you think about the Tinubu's administration?
Well, so far so good. And I think depending on who is assessing the administration, and it's been 2 years already into the administration, and a lot of things has happened. There are a team of people that feels the president has not performed well enough. There are also a team of other people that feel he has done well. But for me, one of the things I believe about leadership is no matter how you try, you cannot please anybody. I mean everybody. And then, like I always say, no matter how good you are, no matter how performing you are as a leader, in the best of what you can do, you are still a human being. So you cannot meet the expectations of everybody. So, but generally, there are mixed feelings about the administration, where there are others that are clapping for the president. There are other people that are also frowning at some of the things and policies that has been going on for the past 2 years. Perhaps we should not be in a hurry to conclude yet. We still have 2 years to go, perhaps, from the statements made by the president again and again and the vice president. They still keep emphasizing hope that better days lies ahead. So let's give them the benefit of doubt and see how far the next 2 years is going to actually look like. So, but you cannot say exactly this and that are the things that are happening, but there are mixed feelings here and there. But for me, I feel there are many things that the president has done that is positive. And of course, he's a human being. He cannot get it all right. So, but let's give it a benefit of doubt from now to the next 2 years and see how far we can go on that.
All right. And following the saga, the Wike saga in Rivers, and also a lot that's happening at the national level, it seems the APC leaders have already endorsed the president for the second time. Can you share your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, talking about the issue of endorsement, to me, there is nothing actually new under the sun. Endorsement here and there has always been in the history of Nigerian politics. And if you look at the people that endorse the president, I think I saw the program on one of the TV channels. It's a normal thing. I think it's just a statement, vote of confidence on the president that you are doing well. We believe in what you are doing, and then we want to see more. It can also be a statement to energize the president to do more. But the issue of endorsement is actually something that is known with Nigerian politics. And of course, they are members of the APC. So definitely they need to support and add morale to the president so that he can do better with whatever that he's doing. So there's actually nothing special about that, so to say. It's just a vote of confidence on the president. And then talking about the issue of the crisis in the PDP, yes, it's one of the major events that is unfolding every day in Nigerian politics. And if we are to look at the facts, the truth is that PDP has been injured. Seriously, it has been injured. And I feel that if they intend to recover, is to first of all sit down and begin to tell themselves the truth. And one of the things I see that is a major factor with the PDP is the fact that they believe the system that works 16 years ago is the same system that is going to work now, but that is actually not the fact on ground. And so first, PDP have to accept the fact that they have actually been wounded and injured.
Yeah.
And the stakeholders have to be sincere to themselves. What I mean by sincere is that they should be ready to accept the fact that they need to work if perhaps they want to revive the party. And they should also know that it will require a lot of resources. It will require a lot of energy, consultation, sincere ones, to ensure that they put their house in order. So, but there's no lie about it. PDP has been injured severely, and they need to wake up in that regard. The other thing you talk about was the issue
There's
of
also the Wike saga.
Yeah, so Wike is working with APC, but he's still a member of PDP. So that is one of the mysteries that we've never seen before in Nigerian politics, but of course is happening now. You see him working with the president, which he says he's serving Nigeria, and then every strategic meetings of the PDP is also there. And looking at some of the events that have been unfolding in Rivers, as much as I'm trying to understand the feelings of people, but we must be sincere to ourselves to know that this is politics. It's politics, and politics is largely interest.
That's
right. And then anybody that will stamp or step on your interest, you're going to have problem with that person. So if we're going to look at the issue of Rivers with our emotions side by side, we might not actually understand what is happening. But for you to understand what is happening in Rivers, you must look at it as a politician and think about it logically. Now, whether you like it or not, Fubara is on the seat because Wike assisted him, Wike supported him, and Wike worked for him to be there. And so whether it is a fact, it is a truth or not, for him to be there are actually agreements, there are conversations, there are a lot of things that went into that process. So for whatever reasons, which we cannot tell exactly what the problem is, it seems that Fubara is going against whatever that was done behind the scene, and then somehow is affecting the structure of the state, which was largely built by Minister Wike, and of course, he won't allow that to happen. Now, the other side to it is, they said when two elephants are fighting, the grasshoppers will suffer it. Now, so the only thing that is a little bit touchy for me is the fact that whatever the challenge is between the two of them, they would have considered the people of River State, because plus or minus, whatever they have done or whatever that is going on has affected the state, and it's going to take the state a very long time to recover from some of these tragic events that has happened, both economically, socially, whatever side you can think about, it has had an effect on the state. So, but by and large, we are receiving reports now all over that there's a reconciliation going on, and then things are beginning to get headway. So we believe that very soon things are going to be sorted out.
Yeah. And when we talk about Nigerian politics, there's so much to talk about. We can just go on and on and on. And already there is a lot of heat on the ground in regards to the next election come 2027.
Yes,
now, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so you see, the pressure towards 2027, I think, is a normal thing. It's part of the politicking, People are already gearing up towards the 2027 elections. People that are coming into the system newly or trying to run for an office are moving here and there to ensure that things are happening, and then the issue of coalition here and there. So I think everybody is testing the water. Everybody is doing whatever they need to do behind the scene and on the ground, and hopefully to see if they can consolidate their effort before 2027. So truly the politicking has started already, and is on top gear, and then everybody is doing whatever they can to ensure that they are positioned right towards 2027.
And also there has been a lot of coalitions from the national level. A lot of coalitions have been going on here and there. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, so the coalition too, you see, whatever that is happening in Nigeria has been before. Anytime we head towards the election period, there has always been this issue of coalition from here and there.
Yeah.
And so whatever that is happening that we're seeing in Nigerian politics now is not new. In fact, even the present administration government, which is the APC, they emerge through coalition, right? From one stage to the other, and then they were able to get the ticket. So most of the things that is happening now, which the one that we know is on the front line, the entirety of all this coalition is actually to be able to seize power from APC. Now, so there's nothing new about it, but the challenge I'm beginning to study with the present coalition is the fact that there is not yet a solid coalition that I feel, based on my own opinion, that is giving the president a sleepless night or posing a threat to the APC. And basically because if you look at the people involved or the people at the front line, yes, they hold certain level of power and influence.
Yeah.
But if you look at carefully, most of the people that are coming for this coalition have their own political interest. And that is where there's going to be a very big problem. So as I study them individually, I'm not sure if there is anybody on that table that can tell either or any of them, step down for this person, let this person run, or step down for this person or this. All of them are coming with bags of their interests, I know, and expectations.
Yeah.
So that is where there's going to be a very big problem. Is that okay? Because everybody coming into that coalition have his own interest to become, especially the person that is going to be at the front line to run for presidency and then other major office. So there's a coalition actually, but as we talk now, except there are some things behind the scene that we don't know, but I'm not sure they're able to put together a real force that is beginning to sound an alarm to the presidency. You see, people might not like President Tinubu as much as whatever reason that they have personally. But I think President Tinubu should be a subject to study.
Yeah.
Because his model of politicking, how he does politics, is such that I'm not sure if there has ever been anything like that.
Like that before.
Right?
Yeah.
How he's able to get into every system and structure somehow to work to his favor, or the people around him have been schooled so well by him that they can make some of these things happen. I think it's something that anybody that intends to actually dive into politics should be able to read and study about the president. So for now, I'm not sure, except maybe tomorrow, but as we talk now, I'm not sure there is anything major, that is threatening to the president in regards to 2027, because you see, governors from other parties are coming into APC, senators, ministers every day in their tens are coming back into APC. So there's a lot of work to do for the opposition and then the coalition if really there is any chance for them to seize power come 2027.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And let's give our thoughts a little bit more precision as we talk about Honorable Muktar Betara Aliyu,
Okay.
who has for some years now been away from the social media space, but we've noticed that for a couple of years he has emerged and he has been more active on social media. And already there are stories that are going around about him, about his person, about his office, and
Mm.
and also we just noticed that you've been close to him, and we just thought, to just sit down with you and have some conversations or ask you a few questions about the honorable.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, there are some stories going around him, which most of the stories are good, on good notes about him.
Okay.
But already, like we said, there's a lot of heat on ground in
That's
regards to the coming election.
all
Now,
right.
do you think Honorable Muktar Betara Ali is under any kind of pressure in regards to the coming elections?
All right. So when you talk about pressure, that is a strong word. I'm smiling
Indeed.
because I know I've been privileged to work with him very closely for a couple of years now, and there is nothing about him that shows, speak
Yeah.
of, or indicate the man is under any pressure. And having worked with him very closely and having studied his person and the things he has done, especially within his constituency and around Nigeria, I think he shouldn't be part of the people that should be worried about 2027. The things he have done, the impact he has made, the lives he have touched, how he has improved the livelihood of his people, his community, and even beyond just his constituency. So I'm not sure that when we say pressure, somebody like Honorable Betara have no
Cannot
reason
be
to be
in that.
under any pressure because whatever that should make him sleep in terms of impact, reaching out to people, making the life of people better, he has done that. So I'm not sure there is anything pressure there like that.
Okay, Sas. And in that same note, do you think there are any fears that he might have, when it comes to any kind of collision or rivalry in the forthcoming election?
Okay, so you see, when you're talking about rivalry and then collation, whether it is national level or state level, I want to tell you very categorically that Honorable Betara have nothing to fear. Because, okay, if you're talking about collation, this question is very interesting because maybe you will need to travel, maybe take a flight from Abuja, go to his constituency, and then see the things he have done, or maybe go to his social media platform and see what he has done. Then maybe next time when we meet, I think you're going to review the question again. Because if you're talking about collation, it's actually about, okay, maybe people teaming up, to come and say, okay, they want to run, for example, House of Reps to represent Bayo, Shani, and then Kwaya-Kusar. I think that should be the collation. Maybe if it have to do with him. So I've written a couple of articles, published them on the news, some of the new frontline newspapers, and I have a couple of times I've asked the question: if somebody want to run for a House of Rep member, for example, let's say want to take over the seat where Muktar Betara Aliyu will sit now to represent his people. So let's say, okay, politicking have started. So maybe let's say they've begun having their underground consultations, maybe working behind the scene, and then let's move to the point of maybe campaigning.
Yeah.
So somebody that wants to run against or take over the seat of Muktar Betara Aliyu, the question I always ask, if you go for campaigning, what would you tell people? What will be your campaign strategy? What would you tell people? Okay, so we want you to vote him out because he has provided roads for you. Okay, we want you to vote him out because every street in his constituency have potable water. Okay, vote him out because if you go to Bayo, Kwaya-Kusar, it's hardly do you differentiate night from day because everywhere is littered with solar light panels.
Amazing.
Okay, so what would you be telling people? that is the question I want everybody to answer.
Mm.
If you want to go and campaign against Muktar Betara Aliyu, now what will you be telling people?
Yeah.
Because there's actually nothing. And if you go to his constituency, I'm not sure there is any single house, whether it is Labour Party, whether it is PDP, whether it is ABGA, whatever party that you can think of, there is no single person in his constituency and beyond that would tell you that the impact of Betara has not reached them. There is none. There is none. Either there is a road in front of your house that passes, or there are boreholes around where you are. Okay, there are schools he has built or some that he has renovated. There's somebody in your family that is giving scholarship to, or there is somebody in your house, either your mom, your sister, your auntie, whoever, that he has empowered, with resources to do businesses. So when you want to go and campaign, what would you tell people? Now, you see, so if people are thinking they want to come up with a coalition to see how they can shift Betara from the chair, I just feel, to me, they are just maybe a bunch of people that they've gathered some money that they don't have anything to use it for. So they just want to create, they want to expand their CV so that in the future, when they are looking for other jobs, they can say, okay, at so time, I ran for House of Representatives. So they just want a profile. But I don't think there is anything coalition that should be threatening to Muktar Betara Aliyu. I don't think there is anything like that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So moving forward, we are well aware that he ran for the speakership race.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we want to know is what really happened, because at some point he stepped down. Was it under pressure? We want to know what really happened. What was his reason for stepping down from the race?
All right. So you see, one of the things I will say in regards to that, I know I was fully involved during the process, even though behind the scene, especially in regards to media. And I know when he had to step down, I know it was very late in the night or early in the morning, because he know that some of us that are around him were worried about the issue of the stepping down, because we just saw it on television. And there is something he said on the phone that caught my attention. And he said, he said to me that, please, you guys should not worry. It is God that gives power, and it's God that takes power. And
That's right.
if it didn't happen now, it means according to God's master plan, it's not supposed to happen now.
Yeah.
So what happened that time is something that is largely behind the scene. But I know there were a lot of consultations here and there. There were a lot of meetings. And in fact, I think the day that he stepped down, if you remember, we saw it on TV. The present governor of Niger State was there. Our vice president, Kashim, was there, I think. So there was a meeting that was held with friends and other people. And that was the conclusion of it. So there were a lot of processes that led to that. But the only thing I would say from my own view and opinion is that his decision is based on the interests of the nation, interests of the party, and then is another way to show his goodwill that power is not a do or die affair to him as a person. Right? So if you say he's under pressure, that he stepped down, so pressure can just be that a lot of people came into the stuff and then ensured that they advised and then they arrived at that. But one thing I'm very sure is that whatever he was doing, running for the speakership, he just felt he can do better for Nigeria. And that is why he was running for that seat. He believed he can give better for Nigeria, right? So, but the issue of pressure, I'm not sure there is pressure in the line that you were talking about. So I think that is all I can say about that.
Okay, and also on the same topic of the speakership race, it was looking almost as if he was going to win. Now,
there's no doubt about it. There is one this man from Kanu, the House of Rep member, is it Abdul Karim or Abdul what? He was on channels and he was asked by Shehu, if they enter the house today and vote, is he going to win? He's going to win.
Yeah.
If he had continued, Muktar Betara is going to win that thing.
Yeah, he would
right?
have won.
So, but for whatever, for national interest, for whatever it is, for party interest, he decided to step down. But if that election would have gone, it is already a clean slate. He would have swept everywhere.
Yeah, it looks like
because he's that influential. I'm not sure there is anybody in the house or beyond the house that has not felt his impact. He's a leader to the core. He carries everybody along. When he was chairman appropriation, I remembered almost all the people that had no committee attached to them, I think he brought them to himself. And that is how he came about the name head boy in the house. So he's a leader that carries everybody along. And I know for whatever national interest or party interest that he had to step down, and which is very much okay since he decided to. But I know that he's a leader that the house would have loved to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we've heard that there were rumors of betrayals here and there. Of betrayals, yes, here and there, in regards to the speakership race, of course.
So when you talk about betrayals is part of politics.
Yeah.
It's part of it. But one thing I would tell you is that yes or no, they would have been betrayals. But one thing I know about him is that he doesn't take this thing, like I said, do or die affair.
Yeah.
Is that okay? He's down to earth, and whatever that has happened has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen him talk about regrets. I've never seen him insult anybody, even behind the scene. I've never seen him go, say something odd about anybody from the presidency down to any member of the house. They still come around. They are still friends. So whatever is past, and then the future is ahead. And if God wills, 2027 is yet another time and platform to whatever God will unveil.
So in respect to the speakership race, do you think Honorable Muktar Betara Aliyu is going to run again in the next coming election?
All right. So when you say think, I think I will put it this way. In my opinion and desire is that he should go for it, right? Because I believe he have all it takes. He have the experience. He have the influence. He have the capacity, and is going to add greatly even to the nation. So, but to the issue of running, that is left for him to decide. Because I've known him as a man who believes always that whatever God does not let is not going to happen. So, but in my personal opinion, I feel that if he becomes speaker, he's going to do great things, both in the house and then even to Nigerians as a whole. So it's a good idea for me.
Oh, okay. All right. And so moving forward, let's come down a little bit to his constituency, because we've heard that there were several attacks on his person and also his office based on when we talk about one-sided projects, and also one time his attention was drawn to bad roads and so on and so forth. So we've had accusations like that from his constituency. Now, can you shed more light on that?
Okay, so you see, if I get your question correctly, I can tell you that I'm familiar with some of those events that unfolded, I think, some time back. Now, the best way to respond to you is, let me put it this way. You see, when you see a child playing with food, it's largely because he has eaten enough, right? And I'm saying this to say, sometimes when you look at some of these trickles of some complaints here and there, yes, it's normal for people to react sometimes, but they are baseless. Like I've said, I wish sometimes we can go to his constituency and see the things that he has done. The issue of roads, I have been there myself. I have captured those projects myself. If you talk about Bayo now, I know as at last count that I was there, the streets, when I mean streets, road networks within the city, There are close to about 200 networks of roads done by one man. There are mega model schools built, renovated by this same man. Places that you never think you can ever have good standard schools, potable water. Honorable Muktar has gone there to give them those dividends of democracy. If you go to Bayo, you go to Shani, you go to Kwaya-Kusar, all these places, I have been there personally and I've captured every single project done by this man. Right. And one unique thing about him is whatever he does for one, he does for all. So if you go to Bayo now, we have one of the most standard and beautiful police stations and police quarters. He did the same in Bayo, the same in Kwaya-Kusar, the same in Bayo, the same in Shani. Stadiums, the same thing. Solar powered street light, the same thing. Roads, the same thing. Modern business complex, the same thing. So you see, when you see people talk like that, sometimes you wonder where such things are coming from. And then some of the things that anytime I see some of these things on social media that gets me into thinking about them is the fact that, ask yourself, Betara is House of Reps member representing Bayo, Kwaya-Kusar, and Shani, right? We have a senator, we have a governor. Now, I'm not saying that the governor is not doing well. In fact, in the history of Borno State, based on the record, Professor Babagana Zulu is one of the best governors that Borno has ever had. But in the context of what you're saying, you will discover that every problem that anyone have anywhere, they don't call the governor, they don't call the senator, they don't call anybody, they call and tag Honorable Muktar Betara on social media. So it is so bad that somebody can walk into their house and then maybe the tap in their house is not working. They'll go to social media and say, Honorable Betara, our tap is faulty, please come and fix it. And if he do not respond to it, then tomorrow they come and begin to criticize. Now, I understand there's a political angle to that. Maybe somebody somewhere is pushed or sponsored to bring all those propaganda. But I want you to know that the impact he has made across his constituency, I'm not sure if it has ever been, and except God will show the people mercy, because I'm from the same place. I'm not sure we'll ever have somebody like that. And his impact is beyond even just his constituency. I have been to Katsina. I have been to the teaching hospital there. There are about 10 major structures. Is it the medulla theater complex, the pediatric complex, the accident and emergency complex, how many? The cancer center. There are about 10 major facilities. And from the record I saw somewhere, when he was chairman appropriations in the House, most of these MDs from these states came to him and told him that, okay, these are the things we want to have, that we are lacking, in our hospitals and stuff like that. And he ensured that he facilitated some of those things. And from Katsina alone, the record I saw, about 60 billion was pushed to just that one teaching hospital. I've been to Maiduguri, the same thing. I've been to Zaria, the same thing. Is it Kebbi? The same thing. You go to Enugu, the same thing. You go to Jos, the same thing. You go to Gombe, the same thing. Now, this is one man. That's so while everybody around the world is clapping for the man, his own people, which not all, because the larger part, 98% of the people from his constituency love and appreciate what he's doing. So we cannot not carry the reaction of few people that think they can never have enough to conclude that there is a problem. As far as I'm concerned, he has done far more than what anybody can ever imagine. Somebody in his position could have ever done that.
Yeah. Now, in regards to social media, as far as social media is concerned, how has his reactions been towards these accusations that we talk about? And also, don't you think that oppositions would likely take advantage of these accusations against him?
So when you say take advantage, you see, seeing is believing. There's this saying they used to say in Hausa that
Mm.
Right? I want you to know that even these people that are writing some of these things, anytime he goes back home, these same people will come clapping and hailing, say Bobby, these same people. So if you're talking about his own reaction, I know, yes, he have his own social media platform verified, which he goes there, respond to people when he need to respond. But one thing I've noticed about Honorable Betara is the fact that it's not everything you respond to. And if whatever they are saying is not true, you have better things, issue of governance, they have better things to do than respond to some of these things because they are baseless and they are not true. Now, go to some of those comments under and see what people are posting. People don't respond to those criticism by words. They respond to them by pictures, by videos to show exactly what he has been doing to them. So it's a normal thing. So if you're talking about people take advantage, so when they go and take advantage, then what? The facts are on ground and everybody's going to see it. And everybody that wants to see it will see. So anyway, criticism in politics is normal. Even if you're sharing life to people, there are people that will still have something to say that is negative.
All right. So based on how far you know the Honorable Muktar Betara Aliyu, are you sure that he has no worries about the forthcoming election, and especially in those regions that those accusations are coming up?
Listen, the issue of worry, there is no worry anywhere.
Okay.
There's no worry. There's nothing to worry about. And you see, like I've told you about this man, I've known him so well to know that this power thing has not entered his head. It's not a do or die affair. Do you remember that last election? No, there was a rumor. It was a rumor. Okay, that he's saying, okay, he might resign from politics and allow somebody to take over or stuff like that. That thing came as a rumor. Till today, nobody has validated that rumor, whether it actually came from him. But at the hearing of that rumor, there's that Igbo saying that said in every rumor or lie, there's an element of truth.
Yeah.
Do you know that the entire constituency rose up? In fact, if not that God saved the day, there was going to be one of the kind of protests in Nigeria that you've never seen before. It was that same time that the entire region came up and said, okay, even if it is true or not, we don't want to give it a chance. They gathered money, went and bought form for him. In fact, the account, there was an account that was kept aside for contributions to buy the form. It started as a joke. Before the day they would go to buy the form, they have gathered almost 120 million. And then from the statement of account, you will see people depositing as low as 50 naira, 100 naira, 70 naira, 60 naira. These are things that only love for a leader and a person can do. And that time that they bought the form, coincidentally, the man is not even in Nigeria. He went to Umrah for Hajj. Upon return, he received a call from the king that the entire people are here. He said, what is the problem? They say, everybody is in front of my house. That they said, you must run. That there was a rumor or stuff like that. They had to go and beg the king because he's our father. He's a royal father. And he's somebody that Honorable Betara respects very well. So they bought the form, took it to the king, and asked the king to please call him to come back home. They want to present it in the palace. That is to tell you how they honor him. So he came back. They presented the form for him at the palace. The pictures are all over the social media. I think it's also on his website. I don't know what happened. From that 120 million they gathered, I think the form was about 20 million or so. When they handed over the money to him, what he did was he carried about 18 million, doubled the money, and gave the community back. I said, okay, go and take care of this hospital bills, go and take care of this, give scholarship to these people, okay, renovate that, and stuff like that. That is the kind of person he is. Anytime Muktar Betara is coming to his hometown, just imagine from AY Asokoro, maybe to Nyanya or Mararaba. That is how the entire city will be on a standstill. If it's coming, let's say, on a Friday, they will be there from as early as 6. They will wait. If you go to social media platforms, you will see some of those pictures there and then verifiable videos. He will trek like 5 or 10 kilometers from the entrance, maybe half the city, to his house. In fact, sometimes when it is raining, they will still be under the rain waiting for him. And the moment he arrives, he will come down from his car and trek in the rain with him. Do you think these are loyalty that money can buy? Still get what I'm saying now? So there is nothing like tension towards 2027 for somebody like Muktar Betara Aliyu. No. As far as I'm concerned, even if he say he will not run again, we're going to force him. And lastly, what I would tell you on that is that Honorable Muktar Betara has come to a point now that he's no more a leader for himself. In fact, he doesn't have a right now to tell us whether he wants to run or he don't want to run. No. We are the one to decide it. The people decide it. You know what I'm saying now? So when we are tired and we say we don't want him to represent us, that time we will now sit down again and decide. But I want to bet you one thing. It's going to be very hard. Very, very hard for whoever that will come after him. It's going to be a very big tax for that person. So no tension, no pressure. And I want you to know, based on my own belief, 2027 is already a done deal. Yes.
All right. And just hearing you talk about the Honorable just brings back memories about comments and a lot of things that people have been saying about the Honorable for him to run for the governorship. Now, do you think that is something he's planning to do? Do you think he's planning to run for the governorship?
I didn't get governorship. Governorship of where?
For his state, of course.
You mean governorship of Borno State? Okay, so you say you saw that where?
I mean, there are comments, comments have risen in regards to that from people that he should run for governorship.
All right, so that is actually what I wanted to get. All right. I know that I'm very active on social media, and I've seen over the years, I've seen so many things like that. Right? But I want to tell you personally, from my own observations and from the things I know, I have never had, either in written, either in words, or whichever way, that Honorable Betara said he's running for governorship of Borno State.
Okay.
Most of those things you see on social media, it is how deep the admiration, the love, the honor that people have for him, and then the sight of the impact they've seen him done over the years. So they just feel, if as a House of Reps member can do this massive project and impact people. So the idea will be, okay, what would have happened? Or what will happen if today he's the governor of Borno State? It's a simple logic analysis. And then some of the things you have to keep attention to, you discover that most of those comments and posts, some of them are not even from people from Borno State. Some of them are from the Igbo people, Yoruba people. In fact, sometimes I think there's one I saw, one somebody from is it UK also, a white person and a lady were commenting on the same thing, that yes, it's a good idea. I think there's this documentary he did about his project, just an overview of all his projects around the country, and I was looking at the comment and I saw something like that. So, but personally, I'm not sure that there is any official statement or there is any body language that shows that Honorable Muktar Betara Aliyu is running for any governorship. So it's just an expression of love. People cannot hide it. And for example, people that are not in his constituency, they see the things he do. You will see some comment, I'm not from your state, I'm from Bauchi, I'm not from your state, I'm from Kogi, I'm not from your state, but I wish you are mine. I wish you are mine. So people have the right to express themselves. He has not. But I want to tell you the fact that he have all it takes to be. But also, he's not the person that want to get it at all cost. And he believes you don't have to be at the top to make impact. Anyway, God places you, you can make a difference.
Yeah, and it seems that people have a lot of love and respect for the Honorable.
Sure, maybe one of these days when we're going to Bayo or any of the constituency, maybe you will follow us and come and see it for yourself, and then maybe capture it and then put it on your TV station. Perhaps.
All right. And now, do you think that has made a lot of people, have some form of rivalry for him, for him and his office, of course? Now, do you think because of the love and respect and admiration that people have for him has made, some people from the state level, right from the governor, from, party members have some kind of rivalry for the Honorable?
No. You see, I understand what you're trying to say. You see, there will never be a fight if there are not two people involved. So I want you to know that just the way you saw some of those things on social media, I believe Honorable Betara have seen it, and any other person have seen it, and citizens or people of Nigeria have the right for expression. So I don't think there is any reason why there should be any rivalry or fight anywhere. As far as I'm concerned, I've been around. There are good times with the governor, good times with the vice president, good times with everybody. You see, there's something good about Betara. He doesn't keep grudges or malice with anybody.
Okay.
Right? When there was a flood in Maiduguri, Betara is one of the first set of people that visited. In fact, I think he was flying somewhere and he heard about the issue. They turned the cost of their flight and he went to Maiduguri.
Yeah.
And he gave them 100 million. Now, 100 million, not in words, but cash. I'm not sure if there's anybody that gave cash before he did. The other time the governor was coming to his constituency to come and flag off some of the good projects he has done and to commission some of them, Honorable Betara was along with him. They came together. So I don't think there is anything rivalry or because of whatever people are saying on social media. That's not even something to think or to even imagine. He has no problem with anybody.
Okay.
You cannot tell me one person in Nigerian politics, one person that you tell me that they're having problem or fight with Honorable Betara. None. There is none you can point. Except maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, recently we've witnessed the drama that took place at the Northeast APC Forum. Now, what can you say about that? Now, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, all I will say is that I don't want to make comments on that, but let me just say one or two things. Politics come with its hidden charges, right? Politics happen, things happen, and there is nothing you can do about it. People have their own perception, people have their own understanding of things, but as far as I'm concerned, the purpose for that meeting has been achieved and that it was a success. So all those rancor I know we saw on social media is part of the things that happen when people come together from different backgrounds, different religion, different culture, and stuff like that. It's part of politics, actually. It's part of politics.
All right. Talking about politics and just hearing you talk about it so passionately, we can go on and on and on about it. But that significantly brings us to the end of our discussion for today. And we would like to thank you so much for, carving out time to come and sit with us and clear out, some of these comments that we see on social media and also answer some of these very significant questions.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, sir, for joining us tonight here.
The pleasure is mine, always.
All right. And to our viewers out there at home, thank you so much for tuning and for staying with us here on MBA News TV, Facts from Fiction. I remain Sandra, your host. And until I see you next time, have a good evening.